My name is B. Varun. My topic is a 2D array. 2D array is in C. Declaration, installation, and memory uses of 2D arrays in C. What is a 2D array? 2D array is essentially an array of arrays, while a 1D array is a single row of data. 2D array organizes data in a grid format with rows and columns. Think of it like a spreadsheet or a matrix useful for long tables, matrices, or image with the data accessed using two indexes: row index, column index. Memory uses row measure order circularly. C does not store arrays as a grid in a memory. Computer memory is linear. C uses row measure order, stores the entire first row, then the entire second row, and so on sequentially in continuous memory blocks. This means array of 0 second subscripts 2 is immediately followed by array 1 0 in memory of 3 column array. We say the first column in vertical, rows in horizontal. Initialization of 2D array nested places recommended. Using nested places is the clearest way to initialize a 2D array. It visualizes the rows structure directly in a code. You can also omit the first decision rows if you provide a initializer list. Compiler will infer it in the grid of 2 subsets 2 and 3 in row 1 2 3 in row 1 4 5 6. Declaration syntax of 2D array. Syntax: declare a 2D array. You must specify the data type, the name, and the size of both decimations. Syntax: data type, rows and columns. In square practice, semicolon note: size must be a constant integer expression in standard CAA, C89 or C90. Declaring it into 4 integer matrix. 2 rows 4 columns. Declaring a 2 by 2 float array. Float coordinates 2 2 rows 3 index 0 to 2, columns 4 index 0 to 3. Assigning elements. Row index. The first square bracket select the row index, start at 0 and go up to row 1. Column index. The second square bracket J selects the column with that row index, start at row at 0. Access syntax: int x, array of 1 to devise the element row 1, second row, column 2, stalled column. Complete code example: storing and printing. Here we combine everything: declaration, loop-based initialization, strong user input, and printing. We use nested loops. Outer loop controls the row and inner loop controls the column. We see the entire program of the example. Key takeaways: structure. 2D arrays are arrays of arrays. Visualizer kit by stored linearly. Memory. C uses row measure order elements of a row and store together. Syntax: declare with type name rows columns in square brackets. Initialize with nested practice. Clarification: always use nested loops for accessing or processing all elements efficiency. Advantage and disadvantage of 2D array. Advantage: they provide a clear and organized way to store tabular data, rows and columns. Elements can access directly using the index, which makes retrieval fast, 0 of 1 time. Memory is allocated in continuous blocks, reducing overhead. Ideal when the number of rows and columns is known in advance. Traversing rows and columns is a slight forward and efficient. Perfect for mathematical operations like additions, multiplication, transformations. Disadvantage: one declared size cannot be changed, not suitable for dynamic data. If our spaces are not filled, memory is still reversible. Requires shifting elements which is insufficient, cannot easily represent the irregular data. Large matrices become hard to manage. Requires large continuous memory blocks which may be cause allocated issues. Comparison of 1D and 2D array. 1D array, a linear structure that stores data in single low one dimension only length. Represent a list of elements stored in a continuous block of memory, accessed using one index, similar to declared, initialize and use, suitable for linear data like marks, names, distances, etc. Less memory uses easier to modify. The matrix like a structure that stores data in rows and columns, two-dimensional rows and columns, represent as a table or grid, also stored continuously but organized row-wise or column-wise, as is using two indexes. Example: A of array of I and j. I indicates the rows, j indicates the columns. More complex due to multiple dimensions, suitable for tabular data like matrices, tables, images, etc. Requires more memory. Structure is more grid. Thank you.